Hello, I'm Juan Davis, Chief Creative Officer at KCET and PBS SoCal, and I'm joined by the newsroom of KPCC and LAist on a daily reporter roundup. How is everyone today?
Good, thank
Good.
you.
Jackie, the city of Los Angeles is promising COVID-19 tests to anyone who wants one. How is that going to work?
Well, we don't really know. LA Mayor Eric Garcetti said everyone in the county can get a COVID-19 test, even if they don't have symptoms. But we kind of found out today that there's a little bit of a caveat. That's only at city-run testing sites. So the city and county each run their own testing sites. And today, county officials said that they will continue to prioritize tests. Testing kits are still hard to come by. So county health officials said they're focused on people in congregate living situations like nursing homes, jails, people experiencing homelessness, all of which have had big COVID-19 outbreaks. Essential workers and people with symptoms of COVID-19, people over the age of 65 or who have chronic health conditions can get tested at one of the county sites. As far as the city goes, the mayor's website still says that everyone can get tested at a city-run site, but the website to sign up for a test does not appear to be working.
Our newsroom also continues to follow the economic fallout of the pandemic. And Robert today has been digging into some new numbers about who's actually losing jobs.
Yeah, a new analysis from the California Policy Lab estimates the state's unemployment rate is now close to a whopping 20%. California saw more than 2.5 million claims from mid-March to April 11th. In contrast, the highest three-week total during the Great Recession was less than 300,000. Younger workers and less educated workers have been some of the hardest hit. That's in part because they work a lot of retail and food industry jobs, which have been most affected by physical distancing, of course. 1 in 3 workers in this accommodations and food services group applied for benefits. One thing that kind of surprised me, though, was that claims in the healthcare and social assistance fields were way up. The theory there is that while some parts of the healthcare system are in extreme demand right now, other parts are not, like regularly scheduled checkups, things like that. But in general, we're seeing more unemployment claims coming from people who are already financially vulnerable.
With students stuck at home, there's also a growing concern about just lost learning. And Kyle's been making calls about that today.
Yeah, by now you've probably heard that the governor has floated the idea that schools might reopen early, start a new school year early by cutting summer break short. And the reason the governor gave for potentially recommending this drastic action is because they are concerned that students are basically falling behind academically while they're stuck at home. There was a study that was put out by a prominent testing consortium that estimated that students could lose between a half a year as much as a full year in math, particularly, so that they're basically giving back whatever academic gains they had made before the crisis while they're sitting at home. So now I'm asking experts about this because we've studied learning loss that happens every year regularly during the summer. What does the research that we know about summer learning loss tell us about this unprecedented situation? But I think the conventional wisdom from the front lines, from educators and principals and district officials, is that a lot of students are going to return well behind whenever it is that schools return to normal.
And finally today, Eric has been working on a profile of a woman in Linwood who lost her work, but is now trying to start a new micro business.
Yeah, it's a great story. Miriam Rojo, her whole family is undocumented and they got laid off and they don't qualify for any benefits. So they wound up getting a $100 gift card donated to them. And instead of just going and buying groceries and then worrying about next week, they decided to start selling Abuela's Menudo. They're selling it every week. It's selling out. And each week they're collecting more and more towards the rent because their landlord's actually still collecting the rent. And it's a great story. It involves like 4 amazing women who kind of came together to help her. And I can't wait for everybody to read it on LAist.com.
And for everybody to eat the menudo.
My research is going to involve some heavy menudo tasting.
Well, thank you all at the KPCC and LAist newsroom, and thank you all for tuning in. Take care of your families, take care of your health, and we will see you tomorrow.